I am not throwing away my shot. I'm not throwing away my shot. You will never be satisfied. I wanna be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens, the room where it happens. Angelica, Eliza, and Peggy, the Schuyler sisters. I'm looking for a mind at work, work. I'm looking for a mind at work, work. Okay, I'm really glad that I got that out of my system before I got going, because I don't just want to like break up this video with random musical interludes. Welcome to Theatre Review number 8. Oh my god! Gonna be reviewing Hamilton, if you hadn't guessed already. So, this musical phenomenon, where do I start? It is a combination of hip-hop, of jazz, R&B, Broadway. It is loads of different musical genres all in one, telling the story of America's founding father, Alexander Hamilton. I watched this on Disney Plus a couple of nights ago with my mum, and both of us were sobbing like children. It was incredible. I also loved the little description on Disney Plus about it as well. It said this revolutionary moment in theatre is the story of America then, told by America now. I couldn't agree more. I think since the show came about, it's had quite a profound impact on education, culture, and on politics as well. It's been done in such a way that once you've seen it, it's very, very hard to forget. And I kind of love that. So the production on Disney Plus was filmed at the Richard Rodgers Theatre on Broadway in June 2016. I was completely blown away by pretty much every aspect of this show. Very similar to The Grinning Man in that there was not very much. In fact, there was nothing I could pick up on that was bad or could have been better. It was so polished. It's made me very excited to watch it live when theatres eventually reopen. So, the book, the music and the lyrics were written by Lin-Manuel Miranda, who also co-produced the show and played Alexander Hamilton in that particular version. Hetty, come here. There you go, come on. This is Hetty. She's just been meowing outside, and she was on her own, so yeah, now she's come to say hello. Yeah, she was crying outside, so I thought I'll let her in. So she's currently sat right there in front of me. Anyway, as I was saying, so the book, the music, lyrics by Lin-Manuel Miranda, truly excellent. I really loved how up to date and original the score was, and how he managed to tell the story. He made it relevant, and yet it was such a long time ago, so kudos to him, really. I loved how he played Alexander Hamilton. It was very, what I imagine to be very true to the original person, if that makes sense. He didn't overplay it, he didn't make it overly dramatic. And it, in a way, it was very, not just him, but I think overall it was very cinematic, which makes a lot of sense because they are making it into a film next year. I kind of like that. I like shows that don't knock it off. No. Hetty, don't knock it off. Okay, don't. Don't, be nice. Be nice. Come on, Baba. Hetty was trying to knock my phone off, so I had to move her in the end. But yeah, I think the way Lin-Manuel played Hamilton was fantastic. It was very... Hetty! He is like a superhero. it's not the only musical he's written. He's written In the Heights as well, and that was the first musical of his that I ever saw. I watched that in the West End, and so I kind of had an understanding of the way he created musical theatre, if that makes sense, like what he was going to bring to the musical theatre scene. And I genuinely think that Hamilton is such a masterpiece that he deserves any bit of credit that he gets for that production. It is just quite something. It's made me very, very excited to watch it live when theatres reopen. So amazing. You had direction by Thomas Kail. Again, can't fault it. I actually really enjoyed the way it was directed. The use of the space was wonderful. I just thought it was very organic, especially when there were scenes between Hamilton and Eliza, his wife. I particularly enjoyed the simplicity of direction in those scenes, because it became more about those two and their relationship, and how much depth there was to that relationship as well. So are you ready for the really fun bit where I read loads of stuff to you? The musical has won 11 Tony Awards, a Grammy Award, an Olivier Award, and the Pulitzer Prize. Now, I'm not going to go into a huge list of performers in the show, because it is quite a large cast and I would be here for quite some time, but I will mention some of the actors that I particularly loved. I genuinely think that the calibre of performers they cast in that production was so high that it was hard to pick favourites, if you know what I mean, but I think it's largely to do with the characters themselves and which you naturally gravitate towards. I particularly enjoyed Angelica's character, played by Renee Elise Goldsberry. I thought her voice was incredible, such a powerhouse, and I loved the sort of strength that she brought to that character. Jonathan Groff playing King George. I love Jonathan Groff. For anyone that doesn't know Jonathan Groff, he's probably most known for voicing Kristoff and Sven in Frozen 1 and 2. He approached the character with such a sense of regality and stillness that every single movement that he made, however subtle, was very, very powerful. He was just hilariously funny. His voice is just wonderful, effortlessly gorgeous, his voice, and he had a lot of fun with it. I think that's the thing, you could really see him having fun on stage with this character, and yeah, I was just a huge fan of his performance. Another standout performance for me, the really special performances were only better marginally to the rest of the cast, but Leslie Odom Jr., who played Aaron Burr, was surprising. He was like the underdog of the production. His voice was showcased incredibly well throughout the show. It started off as being something quite deep, quite sort of sultry, to being something much more versatile come the end. One thing about him that really stood out to me was his level of honesty in playing that character. He is the one that shot at Alexander Hamilton, so he's got quite a crucial part to play in this story. I think as parts go, it really showcased his voice to a T. He understood that role incredibly well, and he understood his capabilities as a performer incredibly well. He knew exactly how he could use them in the best kind of way for this production. And so yeah, just great craftsmanship, really a really strong performance from him. Of course, you had Lin-Manuel Miranda playing Hamilton, and as I mentioned before, his relationship with his wife Eliza is probably the most profound relationship in the show, I would say anyway. I would like to specifically mention Philippa So, who played Eliza Schuyler. I think out of everybody in that cast, she was the one that stood out the most. It was effortlessly truthful, the performance from her. Her voice was stunning. The relationship that both she and Lin-Manuel had formed to play these two characters had such a depth, and you could genuinely feel the chemistry between Hamilton and Eliza, and I just thought that was really truly special. She has pure love for Hamilton, and although she isn't treated the best by him, she understands that at the end of the day he is a human being, and deep down she loves him very much. There were many times where both myself and my mum were moved to tears because of her performance. Her singing Burn, incredible. Just, yeah, watch it. So lastly, I wanted to mention some things that I really loved about the production, which, you know, aside from all of it, it's more like the specifics. The first thing was the design and the overall sort of colour palette used for the show. There was something quite inviting, quite enticing about it. I thought it complemented the story very well. Next up was the choreography. It's just, in a story like that, which is it's based on history, America's history, you'd think that the focus would be on the history aspect, on the acting, but I think the importance of the choreography kind of increased because of that. So it was almost like if they were going to include it, it has to make sense. It has to work with what is happening in the story, and of course, in each of the songs. The choreography by Andy Blankenbuehler was amazing. It was very... There were times when it was pedestrian in terms of the movements were so simple, things that you might just do every day, but they were articulated in such a beautiful, easy way to watch that it never detracted from the action and what was happening, you know, in the main sort of scenes. And I really enjoyed that. I just thought it was, again, it was quite effortless, the sort of chemistry created between the scenes themselves, the acting and the dance and choreography, and that's, to me, a really good musical. The last thing that I really enjoyed was the overall sort of cinematic feel of the production. It really did work for screen. It makes me excited for the film that they intend on producing next year of Hamilton, because I think it will work tremendously well. The story will work for film. And so in that sense, I can only congratulate Lin-Manuel Miranda for creating something so versatile, so adaptable. I have a huge amount of respect for him and the work that he does. This cast of actors, this production, is very special. It is something that has shaped musical theatre in moving forward since it premiered, and that is something that I feel hasn't really happened in a long time. And so for that, thank you, Lin-Manuel Miranda. You are wonderful. I wanna be satisfied. Work, work, gonna put my mind on work. I urge you to go and watch Hamilton the musical right now. Go, waste no more time. It's amazing and I'm obsessed. Thank you so much for watching this video. It's been an absolute joy to watch and review Hamilton, and I hope that you enjoy it yourself if you do decide to watch. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more theatre reviews and videos like this. You the best. See ya!